Good morning, welcome back to another video. So this is kind of a last minute video. We haven't really got a theme for this one. Eli is literally tying Loki up right now. Eli, come here, come here. It's been about 5 or 6 weeks since the last video. So there's a few things, gone on. We've finished the off season now. So I'm currently in like a cruise phase, sort of a pre-prep phase, holding about 260 pounds until we get ready. So yeah, we've confirmed that we've got Tampa and Texas this year, which obviously I'm very excited about. Texas Pro especially is a really big show, so I'm looking forward to that one. We're going to train later on. We've got a push workout back in Flex and Tone, and yeah, we'll just kind of go through some of my day with you guys again. But yeah, man, we had some personal stuff go on as well, which I'm not going to go too much into, but I had a few days off the gym, off my diet, and I just say that to kind of say, life happens, and even to the best of us, like people at my level, and you can't always sometimes you need to take time away from bodybuilding and stuff to deal with it. It's not, bodybuilding isn't like the be all and end all of your life. First few days kind of getting back into training and on my diet now. My weight's already gone up, at least visually. There wasn't too much of a change anyway. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna walk this little demon for the rest of for the morning, and get another meal in, and then we'll head to the gym. Right, do I let you off? Right guys, so we're at the gym now. I think I will actually take you through my push workout. I don't make a lot of YouTube videos. It's been about 6 in the past 2 years. And I don't think any of those I've like really taken you through a workout session. So yeah, we'll go through it properly. No LeBron edits this time because we can only do things once. The majority of the volume for this session is going to be on my pecs. I think it's about the same through my delts and triceps. Obviously I have another push session earlier in the week, which is a little bit different, a little bit more pec and triceps there. A little bit more delts and triceps there. So yeah, there'll be a decent bit of flies and presses through this one. We'll get right to it because it's a lovely day. The doors are open, the sun is shining. Want to get a good workout done and then just spend some of the day chilling. Only usually do a couple of warm-up sets, and I will only warm up for one body part. So for example, when I've done these warm-up sets, any other delt exercises, I'll probably just go straight in. I would only do warm-ups if it's a different kind of movement. So, again, my presses, I'll warm up for my first press and I'll keep it the same. But if I'm gonna do a fly, I'll probably, do a warm-up there. Again, the same with my back. Like if I'm doing a pull down, I'll do some warm-up sets for that. But if I have different variations of rows, I'm only gonna warm up for the first row. So yeah, we'll have, I think, 3 working sets on this. We'll start off with the heaviest set will be the second set, and then yeah, we'll jump into some presses after that, and we have a little bit more laterals later on. But yeah, I think that's all I had to say. Obviously we got another Controlled Insanity fit on. These pants are from the latest drop. This isn't available anymore, but the brown tank as well, which you'll see later, is also available. We have part 2 of this drop coming soon, so code 1punch when that comes out. Right, that's all 3 sets done on there, including the back off, which was 15 reps. So I know everyone who's addicted to TikTok is going to be disappointed by that because 15 reps have been vaulted. They haven't really, but yeah, so we're going to go to the incline press next. I was using a prime one for a while. I think we talked about it in Cal's video. Just because of the way I loaded it, it was a lot on my pecs. So we moved over, obviously moved gyms anyway, but moved over to the Nautilus one, where the resistance profile is a bit different, and obviously I can't purposely load it in a way that's a little bit riskier anyway. So yeah, we're gonna head to that now. Bro, so we were saying we have big ass fucking 50 kilo plates, bro, 110 pounds. I've never seen anyone use them. I'm not using them. They were probably from when JP used to come back here, used to train here. But yeah, absolute aura plates, bro. Those are ridiculous. Look at this. Bro, like even taking them off would be a fucking mission. Right, so we have top set now, which I think is gonna be 5 plates. I've actually been tracking my training as well, which didn't really do the last off season. I did it a bit with the bigger stuff, but because I really have to be meticulous about where I add size at this point, you know, like this point in my career, it's not like it was. If you see my earlier videos, I'm like, I just want to be bigger, I just want to be bigger. You know, now I'm like a top Olympian. I'm not that far off my weight cap, so I can't just, you know, like add more size to my quads or something when I know my upper body, in particular, like my lats and things like that, need to be bigger. So, you know, I'm making sure I'm tracking every exercise, and obviously things like exercise order, which is down to Cal, but you know, he's on point with it. Exercise order, just prioritizing body parts that I want to improve. You know, for example, on my back days, we'll always start with a lat movement. You know, again, because I have 2 push days, but I still wanted my delts to be a bit more developed, even though they're stronger body parts. That's why we started with delts here, whereas on my other push day, I think it's like 3 pec exercises in a row before we touch delts. So yeah, that's why, you know, obviously I was talking about being a little bit more meticulous. I'm tracking and making sure that, you know, weaker body parts or smaller body parts are getting strong alongside, you know, the body parts that have always been a strength. Like, I don't just want to build up my traps more and more and my lats only a little bit, because then it looks like there hasn't been as much progress, you know. So I'm kind of being really strict and being very tactical about when I take progression on something like my traps, where my lats, you know, I'm prioritizing and making sure that they're just consistently getting stronger and I'm moving more loads. So yeah, I would have been tracking this anyway, but that was just a little yap session. Damn man, I might actually need a gym pin on this one day. was a good set. It was better than I thought. And the Linkin Park kicked in at the peak time, bro. If you guys are thinking the same song is playing over and over and over, it literally is. And it's kind of making us insane a bit. Thank God for headphones, bro. Moving on to this now, a decline press. Just a seated chest press that isn't incline. So like I was talking about before, I'm not gonna warm up for this because my pecs are already tired from those 2 sets. Maybe it's where I'm at in my career, but I seem to be really good at getting good stimulus just from like even 1 working set. So for anyone that doesn't know what that means, if you're a bit newer to lifting, it just means like a pump basically, like how much you feel the exercise, which it doesn't necessarily matter, you know. You want to a point, like if you're doing all your back work and your biceps are fried constantly, there's probably something you need to change there. But you know, like the execution on that was fine. And if you can perform an exercise properly, and you can't feel the muscle, maybe you do need a tad bit more volume, or maybe you just need to be in a gym for longer, as in like, you know, you need to have more experience. But yeah, I'm at a point where I can do like pretty much 1 set, 1 hard set on any body part and feel it. With this, I'm not going to waste any energy doing extra volume just to warm up when I'm already hot because it's a warm day. I've done warm-up sets for the other 2 exercises and we're working the same muscle group. Grunting while gripping 2 BBCs is crazy. Oh, shit. Right. That just came out of nowhere. I don't know. Yeah, I've been watching too many low tier God reels, bro. That's why it came into my head. Anyway, 2 sets on there done. We've got 2 sets on the pec fly. I'm going to use the nitro one without the handles. If you have longer arms, it's a bit better to do. And then yeah, we'll do 1 more delta exercise and 2 tricep exercises, and then we'll be done. Right, my second set here is a rest pause, 20 reps. That's the only intensifier I really use. Don't do like drop sets or supersets or anything like that. And again, really the only benefit of this is just a little bit more volume. And obviously, you know, with a rest pause set, you have the opportunity to just get a few more reps out of it at a higher weight rather than doing another set and dropping it, or again like performing a drop set. Damn, that was tough. Anyway, that's all my pec volume. So realistically, it's 6 working sets, which might not seem like a lot to some people. I think really if you're a bit more into training, you understand that that's more than enough for one session, especially considering I have a whole other workout earlier in the week with, I think again, maybe 7 working sets there. So you're looking at like 13 sets of chest across a week to recover from. So obviously moving on back onto delts now. Lateral raises, 6 working sets today, and another 3 on the other day, so that's 9. So again, that's on the lower side. But obviously, as I said, they're one of the stronger parts of my physique. I'm not gonna put them through as much work as I am with something like my lats or my pecs. But yeah, dumbbell lateral raises now. There's not much to say about those. You're gonna do tricep extensions now. This is probably my favorite variation. If you have any kind of cables or if you have the Freedom trainer, then I definitely recommend this for your tricep extensions. So we have 3 sets on here in like the 8 to 12 range, and then we have 2 sets of overhead tricep extensions. got one more set here. I usually do these, and then on Monday, it's called a PJR pullover. You guys should check that out if you want to build your triceps. Shout out Kashi for putting me on that one. It's very similar to the setup is very similar to a skull crusher, but the exercise I think is a lot better. So yeah, as far as overhead stuff, I'll do this and that, and then for regular extensions, I'll use the Freedom Trainer, and on Monday I will use a Vulcan grip like this, which is better because it's a lot longer. You know, any kind of tricep extension, really, you want the grip to be a lot longer, like the OG rope tricep. I'm still doing that in 2025. The only excuse is that you don't have access to something like this in your gym. And even then, you know, if you can afford it, I'd recommend definitely buying one, because, you know, who doesn't want big arms, right? So yeah, one more set, and then we're done for the day. So that's a full push workout done, guys. Like I said, I haven't walked through a workout. I don't think I've walked through a workout since I turned pro, to be honest. So maybe, which was 3 years ago now. So maybe we'll do another one again soon. But yeah, so hopefully, I gave you guys a little bit more insight of what a top professional bodybuilder trains like. You guys figured out you're doing too much volume, or maybe your exercise order needs to be changed around, or maybe just some different movements that you can do. The two main things that really need to be consistent is your intensity and then your technique. If you really want to progress, you need to have standardized technique. So how you perform the exercise is the same every week. Just because you go up in weight, if you change your whole setup or change how you do the exercise, it's not really progression. It's just trying to adapt to heavier weight. So yeah, done with the workout. We'll see what we have next for you guys in the video.